Hi and welcome to the video. I'm Dame and this is Dame Over, and this is, I guess, is sort of like a PSA. So I've been trying to level up the recon class for a little bit of a while now, and I finally reached level 20 in preparation for some videos I have planned for the near future. And on the road to getting level 20 as a recon, I have discovered the most fun way to play. Now this is not anything entirely new whatsoever, but I think it's something that's massively underrated by lots of players. So what is the best way to play? And for me at least, it's by using a self-loading rifle. So as some of you guys will already know, I put out a video of the ZH-29, sort of an appreciation video at how awesome it is. The kill time for that is absolutely incredible, but it's not the only SLR that can be absolutely awesome if you manage to use it right. So the footage you're seeing is of two different rifles. There's a Subslider 1906 and the RSC is in there as well, and it's just like a representation of what happened during that game. It's not like a highlights reel or anything like that, but I did have quite a few streaks and quite a lot of kills to go along with it, and I totally put this down to SLRs. I don't consider myself to be a particularly good player, and my stats kind of echo that. But in a 2-hour game session yesterday, only using SLRs, I managed to jump my KD up a fair bit, and this was playing Team Deathmatch, something that you wouldn't associate with using SLRs or the Recon class, and obviously as one of the smaller game types, Team Deathmatch is going to favour those weapons that are much better up close. Well, that's what you'd think. But SLRs can absolutely ruin people if your positioning and your aim is quite good, and there's quite a big testament to that. Again, like I said, I'm not a particularly high-skilled player, and I've mostly used SLRs for the Recon class, and my KD for the Recon class is 3.12, which is a considerable jump higher than any of the other classes, of which I've played with loads more. And it's actually just looking at the stats right now that I realised obviously Firestorm counts towards all of your stats, which is really annoying. So it actually says that the playtime for my Recon class is more than Medic and Support. It's entirely untrue if you take into account what I've only played in multiplayer, but I was trying to level up the Recon class, which is why I was picking it all the time for Firestorm. Now back to the important stuff with SLRs, and why are they so fun? Well, for me, it's an incredibly satisfying way to get a kill, especially at close to mid-range, because you're getting a 2-tap with most of the weapons anyway. Now, depending on the range, you might be required to have a third or even a fourth shot if they are particularly far away, but I think playing with your teammates and getting stuck into the action, staying up close and making sure you're having an impact on the flow of the game is absolutely the way to go, and if you have a high-skilled weapon like an SLR, you're going to reap the benefits hugely if you can stay within the 2-tap effective range. Now, just like I mentioned in my aggressive sniper video, yes, it is one of the highest skilled ways to play, but if you take the time to get used to aiming and positioning yourself right, laying traps, using your flares for instance, you're able to take advantage of the extreme power and very, very fast TTK of any of the SLRs. Now, the ZH-29 used to be my favourite, but it's sort of getting pushed aside a little bit by the RSC. The ZH-29 still is one of the best guns in the Recon class as far as recoil goes. You can stay on your target very, very easily, but if you're close enough, the recoil sort of gets negated, which is why the RSC is the one that's taking the top spot for me at the moment. It does also have a faster fire rate as well, so if you're playing in those smaller game types like Team Deathmatch, the footage of which you are seeing, then it does really help if you come up against more than one opponent. The most important aspect for me, to be honest, is that it just feels really, really satisfying to outplay someone and manage to get that 2-tap kill. Compared to some of the other weapons where you can run into a room, rely on the hip fire and spray and pray, yes, it is a skill that you need to master to be able to do it properly, but thanks to the larger magazines and faster fire rate compared to the SLRs, you aren't punished as harshly for missing your shots. So in those close quarters battles where you're using an SLR, if you do come out on top, you know you've earned it. Now, as well as having that high danger aspect when you're getting in close quarters, you've also got the capabilities of taking people out from range, and I found SLRs are an absolutely incredible way to deal with people that are hiding in bushes with a bipodded MMG. Literally the curse of Battlefield 5. And that's not to mention that if you're using your flares properly and you have the sniper combat role, you're able to keep people spotted on the map very, very often. So not only will you be able to slay out, you're able to be a team player too. Now, I know using self-loading rifles isn't for everybody, but I'm definitely an advocate of trying to find the more fun ways to play, especially in Battlefield 5 in the state that it is at the moment. We've not got that much new content coming through. Yes, I know Firestorm was a big boost, but as far as the multiplayer goes, we've not got new maps or anything like that to keep things interesting, so why not challenge yourself? Grab an SLR and see how many of those 2-tap kills you can get. Use it in one of the smaller game types. Try Team Deathmatch if you like, or even just using it in something like Frontlines can be incredibly powerful. You'll go from picking off people from a distance to pushing in and getting really stuck in the action. Using SLRs, for me at least, has kind of renewed my love for Battlefield 5. There's a challenging and very rewarding way to play, and to be honest, it's made things really fun again, which, you know, they're video games. They're meant to be fun. Is literally the whole point. So if you haven't tried SLRs for a while, or you haven't tried them at all, I'd recommend jumping on and trying to use them. And my top recommendations are using an iron sight. Get rid of the scopes. Make sure you're having to get in up close to make your weapon really count. So, in conclusion, I think using SLRs is the best way to play. But what about you guys? What do you think the best way to play is? What are your favourite weapons? Have you got a favourite class? I want to know what you guys do to make Battlefield 5 fun for yourselves. And try and keep it clean, huh? But anyway, here's a very quick thank you to my Dame operatives. Those of you guys supporting the channel through Patreon, it's because you guys I'm able to put content out as often as I do. So if you want to become a patron yourself and support the channel, there's a link in the description and the pinned comment. If you had a good time, hit that like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button too. Don't forget the bell button so you don't miss any future posts. And as always, share this video absolutely wherever you like. Until next time, that's Dame over. Peace.